Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Neil Black Quant VTF here at T3 Live, and the grind continues. And so, with the low VIX, it's probably going to be one of the shorter vids that I make because we're staying on the gaps in the story stocks of the day. Because when you have a grind of the VIX at 14, the action's just not there. So here you can see the monthly SPY still 2 down, inside back up, still grinding higher. And so if we take a look at the weekly, you're going to see this. These guys, these 3 lower highs, we're coming after them, and then we'll have to talk about going into new highs. And if you go to the daily, you'll see this grind. I'll take it out a little bit here. So these 3 lower highs, we're coming after them, and you can see just the gradual series of 2 down, 2 up, and then we're heading, but 2 down, then 2 up, and here the 2, 2, 2 continuation on Friday. So the grind continues, and if you look at the intraday 30, you'll see this. Here we get our try, and then we get our rev strat. One bar rev strat here. Gap up, triangle them out, and go back up. And so there's things to do. It's just you got to take your profits because it's such a grind. And you can see here on Friday, real nice here, the 2-2 reversal down into here, then the inside 15-minute 2, 1, 2, just like the monthly, and then the measured move, the up 2 inside Momo Hammer, and take these guys out for the sub try that looks like this here. So grinding it is. So what are you going to do? Q's the same, and Q's you can see here. There you go. Inside 15 back up, inside 15 back up, and like I said, a bunch of these things looking the same. There's your inside and coming back up to this on the month. The weekly coming after these guys, and then we'll see what goes. But like I said, this low VIX is just a killer as far as when you see the difference in ranges of days over here compared to this stuff. Nightmare. Stay in the story stocks. Talk about nightmare. How about Apple? Look at this. This is garbage. So what you do have here is any hope. You've got 2 bar inside of the previous 2 weeks ago. So you'd want to get out of there, and then usually if you're going to do anything, usually we just let it go until it starts moving. You'll see some sub tries that come in here, and we'll see if this gets any bigger. But right now, doing nothing. If you go to small cappers, and still same grindy grind. Here you go, monthly, inside month and up like almost everything. And small cappers trying to take care of business on these weeklies, and I believe it did. So let me see here. What's that? 158.86. Not quite. So we're almost taking that stuff out and just climbing back up in the big old try inside month and upper. We'll see how that goes. If you go to TLT, bonds, boring, weekly try like this. And you can see all these weeks are within these 3 weeks. Just stuck in here doing nothing. And what that gives you on the month is inside month doji doing nothing. So there's that. VXXB. Now here's a little bright spot. When you get the grind like this, the VIX hates it. And so with the VIX dropping the month and down here, puking, VXXB has been beautiful ever since the shooter right here. And that's just perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we got. Stop them out here. Bam. Hit it again. So you're coming through all these guys. New all-time lows is what we're looking for because that's what that thing does. If we go to Dow Jones Diamonds, similar, coming up on this stuff. Monthly, month and upper like everything else, and the gradual grinder upper trying to come after these guys. So we'll see how that goes. You got Johnny John coming back gradually. So Johnny John down in the talc mine, and it's big mother bar to get out of, though, is going to be the issue. So we'll see. But what you do have is this, the weekly Momo Hammer, to try and get out of that. So once again, if we go back to the SPY, though, it means when people keep looking for tops and it's going to roll over on the weekly, you've got to have one of the reversals to do that, and we're not getting that. So here, the 2-2 reversal off the lows. That's a 2 down because it took out the lows, and then 2 up here. The Momo Hammer, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. There is no reversal until you can get that to reverse. We don't even talk about the downside. So either you can gap up, you can go inside, or you can take out last week's lows. But if you don't do that, yeah, not going down. All right. So if we go to McDonald's, 3-2 on the week. And just trying to climb back up here after this 3-2, and the inside data up. Now you got this daily Momo Hammer here to see if it keeps climbing back up. That triple M on the weekly. I've been watching this thing forever, and so now it's an inside week to try and take this out, maybe come up here and complete the greater broadening formation. And here you can see the sub, lower lows, higher highs here, and trying to come up on that inside week for the post-it notes. Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy doing this, takes the month. Here, inside month, and your greater broadening formation going to be like this on the daily. Like so. So trying to come up on these guys here. So we'll see if there's any more continuation on that. Nike. Nike, daily nightmare, but you do have this. You do have the inside week to try and shoot at the highs, so we'll see if it comes through there. If you go to the trannies, and tranny's doing the 222 grinder just like everything else, and just like this daily is just becoming untradeable stuff instead of like this here. You know, all these kind of bigger bars, and this just not much going on there. If you go to Delta, you see this just doing nothing. It's the only reason I'm bringing it up at all is because you got this hammer to try and come back up there so you can watch those things. And like a lot of this stuff, people always feel like they got to be the first person in there. We don't have to do that. Once they start moving, we know how to get in. So just be alert of that. If you go CSX, there you go, month and upper, and just coming back up. Big old daily try like this. So we see if we can come up and take that out. You can watch that with the other choo-choos. EXPD, more grind. But we've been watching this try forever, so we'll see how that comes up into here. XPO stuck in this mother bar weekly here, right? So what you did have, when you have something like that where you can't get out of this one big bar, more often than not, you're going to start building the price discovery internal triangle, and you can see this slight higher high, slight lower low, now inside. So we'll see if this thing can get weak enough to come down and take this out, or take this inside weak and come at least take these guys out and then challenge that inside weak for XPO. The Utes actually coming up here. So the Utes come up through here, and you've got your usual suspects, your AEPs and NEEs and stuff like that. But you can watch this Dominion. We've been watching this try for a while and still marching up it. So here you go. There's your broadening formation, letter D, Dominion. VNQ and the REIT stuck here ever since this triangle. Boom, boom, boom. And this was the beaut of the year on that thing. Now stuck up in here, potential Momo Hammer if they want to take that out. Triple N. And Triple N hammer back into an outside week. All right, so that gives you the triangle that's going to look like this. On the daily, you want to try and get out of here. Like so. And the sub try is this because it's an outside bar. So the question is just dinky do on these guys and then retry back through here. Or try marching through here. You can watch letter O with that. Often they trade similar. SPG REIT. SPG gives Rev Strat weaker. Inside bar countered with hammers. So see if we can come up on this thing and triangle all these guys out and start going towards the highs. FAS doing nothing. Look at this. Look at this nightmare. Good luck in there. XLF. Stupid, right? So there's not much going on in there. And even the big boys, you can see JP Morgan stuck inside this micro try. Citicorp. Look at this. Outside day and something so tight you can barely see it. Bank of America the same, so no sense going through a bunch of this stuff. What you do have, perchance American Express on the inside week. Just watching this, and you can see here higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. If it can keep marching up like that. Chubb went slight inside week and up last week. And so if we can get any volatility, you can see this here to either break through out of that or come ripping back through here if we had any volatility whatsoever. So far we do not. If we go to crude oil, so the crude and this micro try coming back up into here, but finally got through this thing, I believe, and finally starting to grow just a tad. And on the monthly, still inside month and up. And the crude still trying to march up here after the 3-2 disaster here, which was awesome back then. But now just climbing up the wall of worry. And like I said, like a lot of things, grind. So we'll see, because I don't have almost nothing in this stuff. If you go to XLE, inside day, look at these days. We prefer this. But here's this doing nothing. If you go to the weekly, let's see this. Doge doing nothing. So the question is shooter and try and come back through here with the OIH here. Shooter, just see this micro tries. Look at the monthly, though. This thing's doing nothing. This is just doing nothing. So not much to see here, folks. Move along. You got Chevron here, still month and upper, and just here. Look at this. It's a nightmare. Exxon doing nothing. Outside day. It's doing nothing. So Concho has been one that's been nice for us here. We had this in the nightly vid for puking through here and gets through the try. So now you got an inside day. So that's at least doing something. If we can get a measured move out of here and come down through that, that would be great. Otherwise, you got an inside day to try and march back up. So we'll see what goes on there. Slob, micro try. Here, like so. Look at the monthly. Doing nothing, right? And so one of the most important things you can do is when you get to, that's why I do the halftime show Monday through Thursday, is because by the middle of the day, you want to make sure you're trading something that's not an inside day, something that's moving, right? Bright red or green. So too is when you look at a monthly chart and you get towards the end of the month, what's this thing doing this month? It's doing nothing. And so like on Wednesday, if you look at a weekly chart, if you got something that's doing nothing, don't trade it, right? So here you go. Halliburton, the same. So what are you going to do? I'll let it go. All right. So XRT retail, and we got a lot of retail earnings coming out this week. So that's good because XRT itself is in the middle of this nightmare range. It's the middle of this big old try. This is what we want, the October puker. But right now all we got is this. And if you look at the daily, doing nothing. And like I always say with the XRT anyway, it's case by case basis, sto by sto. Target, inside day, here's your upper daily triangle if it's going to do anything on that, but once again, the weekly doing nothing. So you do have this outside bar if it wants to come back down through here, and that would be your daily try like so. If it starts racing through here, we know what to do. The Walmart, nice shooter and down, and now 2 days inside of here. So how are you going to get out of that? You're closer to taking out the downside. Let's go to the weekly. For the 2-2 back down, but we'll see. Costco, look at that. What are you going to do with that? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, Bloodbath and Beyond. Bloodbath a little more interesting. Here you got a tight inside week. So you got this thing to maybe move on. Just try and get measured move and try and come after these guys if you can get this thing going. As I like to say when you look at the monthly chart, it used to be somebody, all right, trying to come out of the ashes here. So we'll see. CONN. No, there used to be somebody, and you got this monthly try you're working. So you are inside month and up in here, and it's, like I said, a gradual grinder, but at least it's been trying to walk up on this stuff. So we'll see. And here's the try. Bam, 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 bam. Now sell something, would you? DG, inside week. Coming up on this stuff here. Boom, 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 boom. Now we'll see what gives out of that. If it can expand it or come ripping back through. Fossil, inside weaker here. So the only thing that gets some of my attention here is trying to get 1 bar rev strat off the inside mount or back into the range here. Give me that 3. So we'd want to see that weak break, and then we want to see the change, the opening back green on the monthly, and that 17. If you can get through there, then we'll start talking about all that kind of stuff. Lulu, monthly Doge, doing nothing, but you do have this daily, this weekly. Weekly does this. Hopes it would use this to come back down through that, but it doesn't. So at this point, hammer counter shooter to take her back up. So you can see if we can take this out through here. It's above 149.80. Ollie. And Ollie inside week, and Ollie also inside month-er to the upside. And you see they'll grinding higher here in the daily, kind of a nightmare, but we'll see if this picks up any steam to come back off this stuff here. These guys here, so we'll see. Ollie. IBB stuck in this micro try now an inside day to see if this holds up here to try and expando up into here. But monthly, it's doing nothing. Nothing. Labu, doing nothing. So it is what it is. So we'll see. The big boys, GILD, monthly 2-month inside pattern of this bar here. You do go inside week. If you want to do anything, preferably come through all this stuff, finally get this thing going. But for right now, not too much. Go to BIIB. BIIB weekly would be RevStrat 2-week inside pattern of this garbage. So right now still inside month, stuck in this range. So is what it is. I mean, every once in a while, because of the price of it, you get this nice inside day puker right here, but then that's it, so takey profy. Regeneron in the month is doing nothing. If we go to Amgen inside month, that's doing nothing. See you next month. AERI. Now this potential 3-monther, right, takes out one side and then coming back through, and now you got an inside week here. So if we're lucky, we can get this inside week to measure down through these guys. AGIO, just an inside weaker, and so if you look at the daily here, it tries to come back through this stuff, which would be nice to get out of there because you are inside month and up. Here, ILMN, still inside month, the problem. Daily try like so here. So we got an inside day to see if we can start racing towards this stuff, if we get a move out of that. MRNS, little guy, but month and upper, and you can see this here. Like so. And month and upper, we'll see if anything comes of that. PTCT, still an inside month, but on the weekly, you are coming back up through this stuff here. You can see this try like so. On the daily, it looks like this. Here, got your lower lows, and now you're starting to motor back up through this stuff. You got the gapper. We'll see if there's any continuation stuff through here. RDUS. RDUS, you can see this triangle amount. Boom, 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 boom. And now trying to come back up through that. Not doing too much, but you are 2-month. Here, used to be somebody. Now you got an inside week after an outside week. So we'll see if anything comes of that. If we go to TAC. XLK, grind like everybody else. A big old try. Marching through these guys like everything else. You got the month. Inside month to the upside, SMH. Here, the same, trying to come up through here. Daily stuff, nightmare, grinder. Here, so, the great thing is we had a lot of earnings and moving that stuff around because you go to Facebook slowly but surely trying to dump back into this gap. And so if you look at the weekly, you get this. Doing nothing, right? So you go the monthly here, slightly higher high, and then red. Just you want to be really careful on something like this because it's just grind doing nothing. So it is what it is. Amazon, even worse. Here's your nightmare. Look at this. Look at this. Weekly, inside week, monthly, doing nothing. Netflix a little better on the month. You got some green in here. Daily's still an issue. Look at this. Shop. No thank you. Google. And Goog. You get an inside day out of it. But, once again, flatline corpse of the week, albeit RevStrat. But no thanks. If anything, you got an inside day. But, nope. NVIDIA, look at this. Look at this. What you do get an inside week out of it. So we'll see if anything comes of that. Akamai. And Akamai, inside weaker. And so good thing about that is you got this lower low. Now you can see if we can use this to come up through here and get us our higher high. Something like that. Because at least see the difference on the month. There you go. It's a little better. Okay. Go to ATVI. ATVI still coming in, and now you got this. Inside week if they want to flush the turlet a little bit more. Daily looking like this, walking down the sub try like this, triangle them out like so. Let's see if we can get them, take these guys out. Sienna. There, now we're talking. It's just got some exhaustion risk, but this is what you want out of your monthly bar. Here, and if you go back, way back machine, it's been a lot higher. So that's always a good thing. And let's see, more recently, let's see what else we got on that. If we don't go that far back. Yeah, just even this and this. So this thing's been higher, so at least it's on the move. We can look for continuation stuff like that. CRM goes into new highs, so you got exhaustion risk on that, but you do go inside weak to see if it wants to continue or come back into the try. CRM inside weaker. F5, you got weekly Momo hammer, and you got a bunch more stuff like this to come after here. Inside month and upper, still climbing back up into that. We'll see how that goes. MLNX, taking care of business on the monthly. Rev Strat 122 hammering up into the highs. It's also been higher, like so, like that. And you got a 3 week here outside for potential 3-2. A little bit of exhaustion risk, and on the daily, that's going to look like this. Triangle them out, and then boom. Here's your higher highs and lower lows. Triangle like so. So we'll see if anything more there. N-tap. N-tap. The question is to take them all out here and start walking back up in here. You got an inside week here to keep an eye on to see if it wants to go 3-1 to try and get out of there. N-tap. NTES. And NTES daily does this. This one we knew. Here's the try. Boom, boom. Hits right to the tick now inside day. So we'll see if it'd be nice if we can get this to expand and puke down into here. Or back into the try she goes. Overstock. Overstock went inside day and drops back in. So what that gives you is potential rev strat weekly here. Inside shooter counters hammer if this is all she's got. And then back in the puking. Roku gunner. The problem with some of these things is that if they're going to be one and doners, like one of them gunners from Friday. The good thing about Roku is this weekly try is so huge. Here, boom, 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 and now gunning through. Did we know about this? Sure as heck did, because you got TTD and you got the W's and all these kind of things that were starting gunning on Friday. But it's a matter of if it's going to be one and done in this environment. So I just want to be careful on all that kind of stuff. And TWLO here on the daily comes on here, 2 down, 2 up. We'll see if it's going to come. Still need to take out these highs, so we'll see if we get measured move of this, finish them off and go blasting into the highs. Okay, and XLP stuff, you got CHD still coming up on this big daily try like so, setting up the rev strat monther, if not 1 bar. Big Mo coming out of the ashes, takes the monthly hammer to the upside. See if that can keep coming up. ACIA is one of them gunners from Friday that was so good. Just to see if they any continuation on that, because on the monthly used to be somebody up in here and just waking up. So we'll see what it can set up in there. ALGN 3-2 monther, not doing too much, but you do have inside week to keep an eye on here, and you can see this. Lower lows, higher high try, like so. To back into the try or use that monthly weekly to come climbing back up through here. AVLR inside weak, newer issue. It holds this gap up into this, and this is your inside weaker. And newer issue, but we'll see if we can take that back into the highs. CBS inside month and up. And weekly try looking like so here. So we'll see if we can get this thing coming back up through here using that monthly. CTL inside weaker here on the low. So the question is big old try like this. like so, or can we get this thing to fall apart and go down through here, because right now it's month and downer here. And you already took out the lows, but you are inside month and down with an inside week. DRI. DRI, month and upper. And the week, you got the two down hammers. See if you can take this out and come after all these guys right into here. And then if you're lucky, come back up to that outside weaker and go gunning toward the highs. Eaton Corp. Eaton Corp. And just the 312 monther here, which has been good as like iRobot. The 312 just blasting into the highs. But Eaton Corp, we can just watch that with the industrials because it's still got that month and going. FSLR and the solars. And FSLR still in this big monthly try, right? Trying to come out of here, but it did wake up on Friday here and give us this big outside day. And so on the weekly, see pivot machine gun of these guys come through all that stuff. But we got the solars all going here, at least last week. So we'll see. Here's JKS. If you take this out, you can see this. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, the monthly. Monthly try. Boom. Get. And you can watch CSIQ. That's inside year and up. Coming up on this stuff was nice. Week last week with the inside week going up. So we'll see if that comes in. Maybe even SPWR. Piggy. See if this thing gets it going. Coming up on the inside month. Try and come up through these guys. GTLS. GTLS. Inside weaker, Momo hammer, like so, after triangling out here, and then bam, we'll see if there's any measurement on that. If you go the monthly, been a lot higher, so here was the nice one. 2 down, 2-2 reversal, and get. So we'll see if there's any Momo in the Momo hammer. HRS and triple L, and you can see this plain as day. Running formation here. Sure, HRS. Boom, 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 triple L. So we'll see if there's any continuations on those. IPGP. IPGP. Another one of them 312ers on the monthly. And just creeping up and see here. Now you made the higher high so you can redraw it. But once again, if you look at the monthly, this thing's also been a lot higher here if the recovery is truly on for everybody. IQ wakes up on Friday. And there's your month and upper. The weekly pivot machine gun. Take them out. So the question is, like I said, it's going to be a one and doneer for a while. We'll see. J-Bill Circuit. J-Bill Circuit. Coming up on the big old weekly. See if we can complete that. JD, China, and that's an outside week 3, and another used to be somebody trying to come up on all this stuff, so we can see if there's any follow through there. Molina Health, Molina did the 2-2 hammer back up on the weekly, and so for the daily you'll see this, like so. Here's to see if this is the continuation try. Make sure nobody's in, stop them out, and now you got your inside day to try and gun towards this or that. QURE. QURE. Another thing that we like to look for, those things gunning towards the highs. May as well take them out, right? Right, so we can look for a continuation for that. Whirlpool. Whirlpool coming back off the lows of this thing. Doing a little bit of a grind, but that's monthly. So we'll see. It gets out of here. We're going to see if we can start working on all this stuff. No actionable signal in that one, unfortunately. And Tesla. So Tesla's still inside month here, but red and closer to taking out the downside. Finally got something out of the weekly. You got that inside week to the downside, but in general not doing too much, but you do start off the week as an inside day to see if they want to come down back through this stuff, or they try to go out like this and go back up. here and get that inside data go up into here and try and challenge this stuff. So, yeah, a little bit shorter than normal today, but this low VIX is making things really difficult as far as grinding and stuff like that. We like them long red and green bars, and that's what we stick on. So, check out the T3 Live Facebook Monday through Thursday at 12:30 Eastern. I do the halftime show and the Wheels in Motion show, where I tell you what's moving for the week, 1 hour after the close on Tuesday on the T3 Live YouTube. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob in the Black Quant VTF here at T3 Live.